Welcome back to another Minetest mod review. Today we are looking at the dynamic trees mod. And well, the waving leaves on these trees, that's a mod thing, because if we look at the normal trees, I don't have waving leaves enabled, and yet these leaves are waving, which, I mean, it is what it is. I personally kind of hate waving leaves because I don't know. It just seems wrong. I wonder though, do the shadows update from the wavingness? They don't. Okay, I didn't expect that they would. That's besides the point. It's neither here nor there. Let's get into the actual point. Do I have... No, I do not have creative. Okay, well, this makes this a wee bit more difficult, but not impossible. I just need to pull up a data. Here we go. All right. So we have, let me turn off this. We have some pine trees here, which actually let me turn on this so we can see what I'm pointing at. This is a dynamic tree pines, tree main trunk base 12 by 12. We have a 10 by 10. There's a 6 by 6. This one's a 4 by 4. And then up at the tippy top, we have a 2 by 2. That being pixels, not nodes. So this one at 12 by 12 should be, yep, 2 over there, 2 over there. That'd be 14, that'd be 16. Once it gets to 16, it would be a full-grown pine tree. These do kind of grow as they go along, sometimes taller, sometimes shorter. Like this one here, oh no, this isn't fully grown. But that one's probably gonna stay a pretty small tree because there's no trunk on top of it. Whereas some of these other ones are going to grow a little bit bigger. The waving leaves also confuses me as to whether or not these things are growing or not. You'll see here we have a pine tree with some branches coming out to the sides. Now these specific ones we're looking at here have been growing for about 30-ish minutes. They started off as these little fellas. And yeah, they grow into these bigger trees. Yeah, and then I don't have an axe, but I think I can get one if I do this. Also, weirdly enough, it seems to affect some of the other textures. So if I just fly over here real quick to look at these pine trees, and then we look at the whatever you want to call it, debug information up top. It says we're pointed at default pine tree. I don't remember pine trees having this texture for the trunk. Not that I mind, but I just don't remember it being that way. So I think it's modifying textures. It's probably just overwriting them. Whether or not that was intentional, I don't know. Anyway, let me... I'll just leave this stuff here. I don't think the stone I know we won't get any of. Let's just see what we get when we harvest this. So here's a little tree. Let me turn off fast and stuff. Let's go ahead and harvest the trunk. And that gives us, wait a minute, what? That gives us 5 pine tree? What do I get from... Dude, let me get an actual pine tree. From default. That's nutso. This might make these dynamic trees way more... Come on, what do I get? I have 5 now and I get 6. Well, I get 1, but it puts me at 6. So, of course, these do grow taller. But, this is most interesting. So, there's 2 different types of saplings. Okay, we're going to ignore that. Here we go. Okay, so that's a sapling from default trees. Let me sprint over here, see if we can't get a sapling from one of the... Oh, you know what? I could just dig this, I bet, because this is a sapling. Yeah, okay. So we have the default sapling and we have the dynamic tree sapling. So you can see they're different saplings, which means you could plant the dynamic trees. And like I said, these are about 30 minutes worth of growth on these. And as you saw, they yield more than just a single piece of wood. So I just got 3 for that one, 2 for that one, 1 on that. And is this going to give me another piece of wood? It gives me another piece of wood. Okay. And then I would assume at some point I should get a sapling from these leaves as well. There we go. We've got 3 of the saplings. Okay. So those are the pine trees. There are others. So let's go on an epic adventure. Okay, so rather than trying to fly around and discover all of these things, I thought it'd be easier if I just hopped into creative inventory and grabbed them all. So just take a quick look here. We have oh, I didn't get the dry tree planted out there, or the cacti. Let me run and do that real quick. I didn't realize those were things. Oh no. Well, dry tree's gonna have to go over here. Come on. I didn't know dry tree was a thing. Cacti, I hope you can grow on the grass. I don't know if it does. Let's hope. Alright, you're gonna have to zoom a little further back. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so I pulled up inventory here, and I just grabbed out the saplings out of it. So this is all of the dynamic tree stuff. You got the different versions of bamboo, which show an inventory, so they must drop as themselves, I guess. And then all the different trunk pieces drop as logs. And then so we have a couple doors, some fence pieces, some trap doors, and then all the saplings. So let's sit back and enjoy this fun time lapse of these growing. I had initially planned on adjusting how quickly they grew, but looking at the code, I realized that this is a bunch of different ABMs running, and they're all in separate files. So this is completely unrelated to anything, but I have to talk about something while this time lapse plays out in the background. So we'll say the aspen tree, just because that's the one that is right in front of my face here. There are 2 files for that. There's one that registers all of the nodes, and then there's another one that registers all of the growth mechanics, the ABM, whatnot. There's, I don't know, 3-4 different ABMs that run for each one of these to make them grow. They're all in separate files. So I would have had to have opened, 6 different files? 6-7 different files for the different styles of trees here, and gone through and in each one of those files modified each ABM so that it would run faster, which honestly I probably should have spent the time to do that, because it would have saved me a lot of time rather than recording an incredibly long video here just so I could chop it all shorter and play it back sped up. And hopefully that was enough talking to cover up for all of this stuff growing. So this has been the dynamic trees mod. It's actually pretty neat. I like how these take a lot longer to grow than your normal saplings would, but you actually get a lot more wood out of them, and you get more varied results. So I think it's kind of cool in that way. If you are interested in downloading the mod, you can find all of the links and stuff on my website, which will be linked down in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.